Hi, this is Debbie with the Food Prepping channel, and today I'm going to show you how I fix fried pork chops. We like assorted cut pork chops instead of the center cut. I think the center cut pork chops are really dry, so we get assorted, and it has the bone in it, and I just think that it gives it much more flavor. And what I'm going to do with these pork chops is, first thing I'm going to do is just put some salt and pepper on them, all over them. And I just use my fingers. It's just so much easier to do it like that. So I'm going to put salt and pepper on both of them. And I've got my New Wave induction cooktop heating up over here, and I've got about a tablespoon of canola oil and a third of a stick of bluebonnet margarine. And these are really big assorted chops. I don't really like them big like this, but of course I didn't know until I opened the pack that they were like that, because this one was on the outside, so it looked like they were going to all be like that, and it didn't work out like that. So, alright, I'm going to put salt and pepper on this side. And my pan's getting hot already. I need to cut it down a little bit. Alright, I got it down at 220. Put the pepper on them. And now I'm going to bread them, and what I do is I have this breading, and it's for chicken, but it's really good. House of Autry chicken breader. And I've got 3 eggs in this pan, and I have the House of Autry chicken breader in this pan. And what I'm going to do is I'll take the pork chops, and this is going to be fried pork chops with pork chop gravy. I'm going to make the pork chop gravy too. And you don't have to bread pork chops as well as you do like chicken or whatever, because the breading sticks to it and they get crunchy anyway. So I just take it in the egg mixture and then put it in the chicken breader. And then I'm going to put it in the frying pan. And I'm going to cut this back up to 275. Then I'll take my next one. And I'm only going to be able to put 3 in this pan because these are so big. Usually one of them would be a little bit smaller than this one would be if I'd got the pack like I usually get. And I don't usually get them from Walmart. I usually get them from Kroger. And I'll just flip them over and make sure that they have the breading on them. And then I just put them in the frying pan and drop them once or twice. If you've got a electric frying pan, or even a skillet or whatever, you can do that too. But I'm gonna this is the last one that'll go in on this batch, and then I'll have another batch, and then I'll bring you back, and I'm gonna do the other batch until they get ready. And I really don't have any set time that I cook them for. I just cook them until the breading gets brown and I think they're done. These aren't very thick pork chops, so it shouldn't take any more than 5 or 6 minutes each for each side. They're pretty thin. So I'm going to have to cut the frying pan up some. Alright, and they're in here now. I'm going to cut this up to medium high and let these cook. And when they get done, when both sets of these pork chops get done, I'll bring you back. Okay, I'm back. The first 3 are done, and I had to switch pots. The other pot, pan, whatever, was warped in the middle, and I just bought it, so I'm going to have to take it back. So I had to switch to my cast iron skillet, which I should have used to begin with. I don't know why I didn't. I just kind of wanted the pan to be non-stick, but I'm putting them in here. It has taken, including switching the pans and all that, it's taken about 30 minutes for them to get like these 3. And I've got out another pan. I'm not using this pan over here that I had them on. I've got out another pan. I put them on aluminum foil. I've got my oven set on 200, which is very warm. I'm going to sit these in the oven until these get ready, and then I'll bring you back and make the gravy. Okay, I'm back. I have the pork chops in the oven on warm. I've taken the pan. I've taken out the majority of the crumbs. I call them crumbs. I've left some in there. I've got about, I don't know. I probably need to put some more oil in here for the gravy, because you have to have about the same amount of oil as you do flour. So I've got about 3 tablespoons of oil in here now, and I'm just going to stir this around. And you need to make sure, and I'm going to pour flour in here. I don't measure because I just do it, but if you're doing this, you would do 3 tablespoons of oil to 3 tablespoons of flour. And the one thing that you need to make sure that you do is you need to make sure that you cook this flour for a good 2 minutes or so to get that flour taste out of it. You don't want to have that flour taste in there. And you can also get it browner. You don't want it to burn or whatever, but you do want it to get up to a good heat. And I'm going to turn this back now to, I had it on sear, I'm going to turn it back to 375. And I'm going to put salt, ever how much salt you want. My family tends to like a lot of salt. And then pepper, and definitely a lot of pepper. Alright, you see it, my gravy's turning, the flour's turning brown. And this is pork chop gravy. So I've got my salt, my pepper, my oil, my flour in here. And now in this measuring cup, I have 1 cup of cold water and 1 cup of cold milk. And I'm just gonna, let me let this cook a little bit longer to make sure that flour taste is out of here. Alright, now I'm going to turn it back up to sear and get it hot. And this kind of deglazes your pan too, gets everything off of the bottom when you do this. So, alright, I'm going to pour just a little bit in here, about half of it. And then stir it up. Alright, and it's getting thick, so add more to it, and I'll go on and put the rest of it in there. And now just stir this up until it gets gravy consistency. And I'm fixing mashed potatoes and green beans and biscuits to go with the pork chops. And I just want to tell y'all, French style green beans, I know you've seen them at the store, and probably a lot of you may not have tasted them, but when I was married, my husband my ex-husband used to love the French-style green beans, and so did his family. And I used to fix them all the time, and then we split up, and for some reason I stopped fixing them, and then my oldest daughter came to live with me with with Camden and Kylie, and she fixed the French-style green beans, and I started eating them again, and now I love the French-style green beans. And so if y'all haven't tried them yet, get you a couple cans and drain them, drain the water that's out of them, and cook them in some margarine or country crock shit spread, whatever you want to cook them in. And you'll see that they really are good green beans. But this gravy is almost done, and so when my all the food gets ready, I'll bring you back and show you the gravy and mashed potatoes, green beans, and the pork chops and biscuits. Okay, I'm taping this. I just wanted to show you. Here's the pork chops. Wow, don't they look good? Here's the gravy. Here's the French-style green beans that I was telling you about. If you haven't tried them, I'm telling you, these really are good. They're canned. I've never seen them frozen. I don't know if you can get them frozen, but they do have them with low sodium. Of course, there's my mashed potatoes, and here's my plate. And I have mashed potatoes, green beans, pork chops, and gravy and biscuit. I don't really like gravy on my potatoes, mashed potatoes, too much. I really like it on biscuits. But I'm going to turn this back over to Dustin, and I just wanted to show you and tell you about this, and I'm going to take a bite of this pork chop and let you know what it tastes like. Okay, I'm going to cut this up and see what it tastes like. I'm kind of excited to see, because I haven't had fried pork chops in a while. You can see it's nice and done. I don't very often fix fried pork chops, but I do really like them. Now let me get a bite of this biscuit and gravy and see what it tastes like. This pork chop is awesome. That gravy is so good. So good. Well, here's my recipe for fried pork chops and pork chop gravy. So, if you like this recipe, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and you have a wonderful day. Bye.